Hello guys, today we will try to learn how we can upload a file and picture on server using Laravel 9 and Vue JS 3. Okay, so before following this tutorial, okay, I have already completed these projects. So if you are a new developer and don't know how to create a new Laravel project and install Bootstrap and Vue, then please follow these instructions before following this tutorial, because this tutorial is intended only for learning file uploading and image uploading using Laravel 9 and Vue 3. If you are a new and beginner and don't know how to create a new Laravel 9 project and install Vue and Bootstrap 5, then I suggest you to please watch my tutorial on Laravel 9 and Vue.js 3 CRUD application, in which I have explained in a detail how we can create a new Laravel project and install uh, the required front end dependencies. Okay, so I have already completed these steps. So first of all, if you are using Windows or and the WAMP or XAMPP server, then create a new project using this command. And if you are using Laravel Sail, the Laravel's default Docker environment, like me, then please create this command, use this command to create a new Laravel 9 project. Okay, and keep in mind this is the app name, so you can change it according to your choice, whatever name you like for your project. Okay, similarly here it's the app name, and then you have to run this command. Okay, uh, we will use this package to install Bootstrap and Vue. Okay, so run composer require Laravel /UI, and then you need to run this command. Okay, php artisan UI bootstrap, and then you need to run php artisan UI Vue. Okay, and then you need to install and run npm install and then npm run dev, and then you need to set the your database environment variables in .env file, because I am using Laravel Sail, the Laravel's default Docker environment, so I don't need to make any change in my .env file. Okay, as you can see, it's using Sail and then the default file which is created by the Laravel project when we create it. Okay, okay. After following all these instructions, okay, uh, you know, when we create a new Laravel application, this is the default page. Okay, let's start working on the project. Okay, if you are an experienced developer, I suggest you can skip the first 5 minutes and then you can follow the tutorial to learn how we can upload uh, the file or pictures using Laravel 9 and Vue.js 3. Okay, okay. The first thing, after completing all these steps, we need to make a couple of changes. Okay, so this is our welcome.blade.php. Okay, the first thing is we will remove it. Okay, let's remove it, and similarly let's remove the body. Okay, something is wrong with my keyboard. Okay, and now the next thing is, uh, because we have used the composer require Laravel /UI package to install the Vue and Bootstrap. Okay, so when you use this package, you will find a example component.vu file in your components directory. Okay, here it is. Okay, and similarly you will also find a app.js file in the js directory, as you can see that. Okay, the first thing I will do that is we will load the example component to see here if everything is working fine. Okay, we don't need this script. PHP storm automatically adds it. I don't know the reason. Okay, so here I am just trying to load the example component to see if Vue and Bootstrap have been installed successfully. Okay, so in the app.js, if you see, it is targeting the id app. Okay, app.mount, as you can see that. So in the body, I will give the id of app here. Okay, let's try. If we refresh, what happens? Okay, nothing happened. And let's see, maybe we need to run npm run dev again. Okay guys, we forget one thing. uh, we are using white to bundle over css and js, so we need to add this, okay, in the head tag. Okay, once we add this and refresh the page. Okay, now you see there are errors in the console. Okay, so you need to fix also this. If you don't see any errors, then it's fine, you don't need to fix them, because but I am using Laravel sail and I always see these errors. Okay, so the problem is when you are using Laravel sail with default Docker environment, the css and js paths are not correct, and you can fix it like this. The only thing you have to do is add this code into go to white, open the white.config.js. Okay, let me zoom out, and here you need to add this piece of code. Okay, once you add this piece of code, okay, these css and js path issues regarding the white will move away. Let's refresh it. Okay, and now you can see that we can see over example component, and I am an example component. The contents are over example component. It means Vue JS has been successfully installed. Okay, so guys, we also need to add one more thing in app.js. Okay, uh, we also need to use Bootstrap for designing front end. So I will do add one more thing. Okay, if you want to use Bootstrap View, only this line will not work. You also have to add one more line to make the Bootstrap work. Okay, once you add this line, your Bootstrap will also start working. Okay, that is, and now we are done with the installation and configurations and fixing errors. Now let's create a new component. Okay, in the components directory, let's create a new component and call it file upload file upload component dot vue, which is the extension for Vue files. Okay, and yeah, so now let's check it. Okay, and we have created a new component file, and we need to register it in the app.js. Okay, keep in mind app.js will be automatically created if you have used composer require laravel /ui package to install bootstrap and vue. Okay, the app.js. Okay, so as you can see, uh, the example component is already registered here. Now we need to register our new component we just created, file component. Okay, and here we need to say it file upload component, file upload component, and here we need to similarly file, yeah, and then we need to say it file upload component. This tag we will use to include it in our user interface. Okay, keep this in mind. Okay, and here we need to make it. Okay, now we have successfully registered our file upload component uh, in the app.js, so it's accessible globally. Okay, now let's go to welcome.blade.php, and now remove the example component, and now we include the file upload component. Okay, remove script tag, php storm automatically adds it. Okay, now let's, yeah, something is wrong. At least one complete or script tag is required. Okay, maybe, yeah. So here we also need to include the script tag. Okay, there should be at least one script tag in any Vue component. Okay, make it file component, mount it. Let's refresh it. Something is wrong here. Let's see. Okay guys, if you see the error, you will be able to understand. Okay, I got it. The thing is, in every Vue component file, we also need to add template at the start. Okay, it's mandatory. Otherwise, your component will not load, and and the template before here. Now, if we refresh the page, yeah, our file new component has successfully loaded. The next step is to replace the contents of file upload component. Okay, so let's remove this code and then remove this also. Okay, to save the time, I will just copy a bootstrap uh, form. Okay, okay, this is a simple bootstrap form, as you can see that. Okay, uh, there are only two input elements, as you can see that. Okay, one is title, and the other one will be uh, okay, for file upload. Okay, only two inputs. Okay, and then there is a uh, button which we will press to upload the file. Okay, we only need two inputs to pass to the server. Okay, and next, the files which we will save, we will also like to retrieve it. Okay, so let's copy a bootstrap table, and in this table we will show the all the file titles and their path maybe. um, let's paste the table here. Yeah, so this is just a simple bootstrap table. Okay, you can see there are two th, and here in the td we will show the file title, okay, and file path, right? Okay, now go to the script, and here first declare some data which we will bind with the html input attributes. Okay, so data and return, okay, title, okay, we have title, okay, and then we also have a input of file, and one we will use for success message. This we will use to show a message from the server, and then files, and this will be array or object. Okay, we will use this, okay, to show the files. We will retrieve the files from the server through a call, and then we will assign the response returned by the server to this files object. Okay, and this will help us to display the um all files on the UI in this table, right? Okay, and now let's bind the input elements with the properties which we declared in the data. Okay, so we use vmodel title, right, and here we will say v on change, we will call a function. Okay, we will declare it later. Right now we have not declared it. Okay, okay, we also need to put colon here, right? So whenever we will change the file, okay, this function will be called. Okay, now let's declare the methods. Okay, methods, change file, the first method which we are going to declare. Okay, okay, so we need to know whenever the file will be changed, we will assign the value, new value, to this file variable which we declared. Okay, this dot file is equal to e dot target dot file and 0. So whenever the change event will occur, this function will be called, and the value of file, so the file will be assigned to this file variable which we declared in here. And let's declare one more function. Okay, get files, and let's make xcs dot, I hope the spellings are xcs, yeah, dot get get files dot then response. Okay, so we will make a get request to this route. Okay, don't worry, we will declare this route soon. Okay, and when the response will be returned by the server, we will assign values to this object which we declared here. Okay, so this dot files is equal to response dot data. Yeah, and we also need to catch errors in case errors occur. Okay, let's just, we will show the errors in the log. Okay, errors, if there will be any errors, it will be shown in the console. Okay, yeah, let's put a comma here also. Okay, let first us clear the routes. Okay, we already have one route which is returning over default view file welcome.blade.php. Okay, and uh, let's copy it and just make it like this. And then what we can do is, should we use a controller maybe? Okay, and yeah, we will first declare a controller, and we also forget to uh, yeah, create a migration. Okay, so first of all, create a new model and migration. Okay, php artisan model, and we will call it file, and so this command will also create a model and a files table. Okay, let's go here. File minus I. So our of model file dot php file has been created, and a table has also been created. Okay, let's go to the file. Okay, file migration file. Okay, and string title and string, here we will save file path. Yeah, and now let's run php artisan migrate. Yeah, our migrations have executed successfully. Because I'm using Laravel Sail, I also have to manage permissions. Let's refresh the database. Okay, we also need to make a change. Let's go to the file model. Okay, okay, and we want that all the columns of uh, file table should be mass assignable, so that we can use the create command to insert the data into the table. For this we can do it like this. Okay, now all the columns of file table will be mass assignable, and we can use the create command of Laravel to insert data into the uh, database. Okay, and let's create a controller. Let's call file controller. Okay, but we don't need a resource controller. Make, yeah, yeah, that's it. Let's make changes to the file controller. Okay, um, okay, now let's declare two functions. Okay, and all, and then return a JSON response. Dollar files and a status code of 200, which shows a successful response has been returned by the server. Okay, create another function, remove this, and it will be call the function name upload file. Okay, and because we will be receiving input, so we need to inject request here, and then we also need to add validation rules. Okay, save the time and copy the validation rules. Okay, I know it's a bit different. Usually we don't add the validation rules like this, but for some reasons the default way which we usually use, the validation rules don't work properly with the uh, JSON response. So that's why, uh, if it works fine, that's it, okay for you. Otherwise you will need to add the validation rules like this exactly. Okay, and now file create request all. Okay, We need to add dollar here, and yeah, and so similarly copy the JSON response, and here we need to say file has been uploaded. Okay, and now we need to define the routes. Okay, let's go to the routes file. Okay, the first route is get, we can see it, what we called here. Yeah, and file controller, and it should hit the index function on the file controller, right? and it, the second route would be a post request. Okay, and it should be save file. Okay, and it should hit file controller upload file. Yeah, we have defined the routes. Okay, let's go to the UI. Okay, so here is our yeah, we need to run the npm run dev. Let's refresh it. Yeah, and okay, we have defined the validation rules on the backend. uh, so we need to display the validation errors on the front end, right? So for this, go to file upload component dot vue file, and here to display our errors we need to define another object with two properties. Okay, and the first input is title. By default title will be empty. Keep in mind we will use this to display the validation errors if there will be any. Okay, and the second will be file, right? And so we need to display them here now. Okay, we did this to display the validation errors below the input. So here we need to do it like this: task errors dot file. Okay, and then similarly we need to show the error here dot title. Yeah, title file, everything looks fine. And now let's try it and see if we see the errors. If we, let's try to submit the this form empty, and nothing happened. Yeah, the reason is that we forget to define the, okay, the thing is on the upload file button we need to define a function. Okay, let's first declare the function. Okay, Let's copy it, and the function name will be um, upload file. Okay, and now we need to call this function on the click event of this upload file. Okay, so let's do that like this: at click to upload file. Here we go. Okay, click, and now, so here we will make a post request. Okay, because we need to save the data, and route will be this save file. Okay, post request to save file route, right? Okay, and let's try if upload function is working properly. Okay, let just try it if when we click the button whether it shows this alert or not. Let's try it. Okay, yeah, as you can see that function is working properly. Okay, now let's make changes here, remove this alert. Okay, once we make the post request, if there are no errors, okay, we will call this function get files. Okay, to get the files again. Okay, you know, we declare this get files to retrieve the files from the server, and then we need to show the success message. Okay, we declared success message variable here so that later we could store the message here. So if, and we can say anything, file uploaded successfully. This is a static response, otherwise you also have the choice to show a response returned by the server. Okay, and yeah, now cut this and let's show the success message just above the yeah, before the table. Okay, message. Okay, and here we will show the success message like this. Okay, it will be this dot success message. Yeah, and if there are errors, okay, then we will see if there are errors. If errors dot response dot data dot, we will check for the title error first. Okay, then, so if there will be a title error regarding the title validation, okay, here you see we declare the validation rules, and here title must be unique and that over table name is files. This is the table name, and yeah, then you need to set the error message here. This dot task errors dot title. Okay, so we are assigning value to the this task errors dot title. We can see it like control V. Yeah, and we also need to show error for the file. So we also need to check for the file validation error. Let's copy it. Okay, paste it, and here make a change file. So if there is any validation error for the file, similarly we need to change it with the file. Okay, file. Okay, let's go to the user interface, refresh the page. Okay, let's remove this comment. Yeah, we don't need this. Okay. Now if we try to submit the empty form, yeah, we are receiving validation errors from the backend, but for some reasons we are unable to uh, see the errors here. Something is wrong here. Let's see what's wrong. Okay, we made a spelling mistake. Okay, so it's not, it's RESP. Okay, similarly it's RESP response. Okay, now let's try to resubmit the form empty. There is another error. Okay, errors dot response dot title. Okay, we can try it like this maybe. Let's try it. Index of the 0, index of the array. Okay, something is still wrong. It's again the spelling mistake. Okay, let's copy it. It's the spelling mistake. Okay, let's refresh it. Let's try to resubmit the empty form. Yeah, now we can see the validation errors. Okay, these errors are written by the server. Yeah, as you can see in the you know console tab also, and we can see the validation errors. And next thing is, okay, now we need to, before we can upload the files, we need to make some changes here. Okay guys, as you know that uh, when we need to upload the files or pictures to the server, you know, in the form tag, when we use HTML forms, we add the enc type is equal to multipart / form data, so that files and pictures can be uploaded to the server. So similarly, uh, when we are using Vue JS to upload the files, we need to pass a header here. Okay, let's copy it to save the time. So declare a config constant and save this header type. Okay, basically we are typing content type is multipart / form data, same as we use this in the HTML forms, right? And then okay, we need to add few more lines. Okay, let data. Let's create a new object for data. Okay, data dot append. Okay, and key name is title, and to the title we will assign the value of this dot title. Okay, here we need to go to this dot title is refers to this. Okay, these values, and now change it to the file, and this will refer to this dot file, right? And now we are making post request to the server here. Okay, we also need to send this data. Definitely we need to submit this data to the server so the file can be uploaded to the server. Okay, the title and file will be sent to the server, and then we also need to pass the this constant config content tab. Okay, so it will send the content type multipart formula through which server will be able to handle the file. Okay, so config, right? And yeah, and okay, so let's go to the file controller. Okay, and this create command will not work here because I forgot that we are handling the file. Okay, this is a file also, create will not work here. We will have to do something different here. Okay, and let's save the time. Okay, so what we are doing here, okay, we created a new project here, sorry, new object here for the file, and then okay, in the file name we created a new variable file name, and we are sending the title from the front end. Okay, so we are accessing it here, and then uh, okay, we are getting the file extension. Okay, and in the dollar file path we are saving the uh, file to the server. Okay, this is just a variable. Okay, but here in this statement actually we are uploading file to the server. Okay, uh, here this is the way to fetch get the file. Okay, and this refers to the the key which we are sending from the front end. Okay, so in this case it is this. Okay, file, and this file is bind to the input here, which is this. Okay, as you can see. Okay, and this is the directory store as. Okay, a path where the file will be uploaded. Okay, it will be uploaded in the storage by default store, as you know. It will be uploaded in the storage directory, and then in the storage app, and then there will be uploads directory. If there will be no directory uploads, it will be created. Okay, and this is the profile visibility, which is we have kept as public, and then we are assigning the, so here we are saving the title of the file. Okay, and similarly in the file path we are uh, saving the path of the file. Okay, these two values will be saved in the database. Okay, and this statement will upload the file to the server. Okay, and then a success response will be returned. Okay, let's try it out. Let's refresh the page. If we submit the empty form, there are errors. Okay, and let's put something here. Let's say test file. Okay, and then we create upload this picture, and as you can see that file has been uploaded successfully. Okay, but file did not appear here. Okay, okay, so actually we created the function to fetch the files. Okay, get files, which is um, okay, accessing the files from the server. Okay, here we are assigning the values returned by the server to the files uh, array. Okay, which is this files array. Now we need to display the files here. Okay, so we will use the v for directory. V for, this is basically a alternative of for each loop, you can say. And here we will say file in files. Okay, and then here file, we have the title. Let's copy it. File dot file underscore path. Okay, and guys, let's add a mounted method. Okay, so the thing is, when we will load the page for the first time, okay, there will be nothing. So we want the files to be fetched the when we refresh the page or the page gets loaded for the first time. So after the methods bracket closes, we can say mount it. Okay, and here you can say this dot get files. Okay, now we will refresh the page and this method will be called get files function, which is here, and it will fetch the files from the server. Yeah, now you can see these are the file title. Okay, and this is the uh, file path. Okay, let's create a node. Create a new file. Um let's say look file. Okay, and let's try to upload this picture. Okay, yeah, file uploaded successfully, and you can see the newly uploaded file has been here. And now if I go to the project directory, okay, here is the file we just uploaded. Okay, it's not displaying here. Okay, but the other jpg file, because this is a webp file, so it's not displaying in php star, but the other file. Okay, so our file upload operation has completed successfully.